Hello and welcome back to another video. Today here again on Forza Horizon 5 to take a look at another brand new addition to the Forza series, which is this 2023 Ford Fiesta ST. As usual, to unlock this new car, all you have to do is complete 20 points of this week's festival playlist, which is the winter season, which as you can see I've done by doing the trial, the event lab, a danger sign, and Horizon Open, as well as the 4 monthly rivals, giving me an overall 22 points so far. I'm sure the Ford Fiesta needs no introduction. This latest ST model is 197 brake horsepower of front-wheel drive hot hatch goodness, which coincidentally is exactly the same as the older Fiesta ST that we already have in the game. This one though is lighter. It weighs just 1200 kilos and has an overall rating of B615. It is fantastic to have a newer Fiesta ST in the game. The only other model we have in the game is actually 10 years old at this point, which I find hard to believe, but it is. The addition of this new one is great, but it does also make me kind of sad that this is the last Ford Fiesta ever, because Ford is for some reason killing off this brilliant little car, mostly because people have started buying hideous crossover things instead. Yes. Very. It is though also available in these 3 rather boring shades, and red. As you can see, what I've done on mine though is replicate Teeth Orange. Now I have shared this livery, but you can also recreate the colour by setting the sliders to 0.07, 0.97 and 0.92. Over in the upgrade shop there are of course all of the usual engine upgrades you might expect. With all of these equipped to the standard engine, the Fiesta will put out over 400 brake horsepower. You can also of course upgrade your brakes, suspension, anti-roll bars, fit a roll cage, and take some weight out of the car. Full weight reduction will take weight down from 1205 kilos to 1023, which is not a bad saving. You can also of course upgrade the clutch, transmission, driveline and differential, as well as tyre compounds, tyre widths and track widths if you want to fill the arches out a bit more by fitting those. Then we get to the, well, interesting bits. Personally I'm not a fan of these, but there is some option for Maxton design kit for the car, and of course Forza Aero. So it's the same at the rear, of course. There's a Maxton design rear wing and Forza Aero, so for now let's put this kit on. And for diffusers there's actually 3 options of Maxton design. Personally I think that one looks the best. I actually quite like that. I would possibly put that on anyway and just leave the rest. And again at the side there are 2 different types of side skirts. So I will put an image on screen here somewhere of the car out in free roam with this kit applied, but obviously there are slightly variations if you go for different side skirts or diffusers. As well as that, over in the conversion tab there is one engine swap available, a 1.6 litre turbo rally engine, and you could of course rear wheel drive or all wheel drive swap the Fiesta if you so wish. At this point though I set my Fiesta back to standard and we did a little race around the festival circuit with 3 stock 2023 Fiestas and 1 of the older Fiestas. Come on, red team.
Technically, it's blue and orange.
Even that's not alright. Orange versus Blorange.
It's a battle to see what the superior orange Ford paint colour is. Turns out, oh, there's no collisions. Never mind.
That's fine.
Oh,
It's okay.
No,
I
meant
can
you-
keep
no,
killing
John,
elf
John,
without
John,
killing it.
The corner's really difficult on this car.
even more difficult in the older Fiesta.
17.6 was my best lap.
At this point we applied a B-Class K1Z Bard tune and headed into some Horizon Open, where we found the only competition to begin with at least was a couple of Camrys with Forza Aero. This first race at the Copper Canyon Sprint was relatively boring though, ending up with the 3 Fiestas filling the podium spots. At the next race at the San Juan Sprint, I forgot to brake, forcing myself to miss a checkpoint so as not to kill Yobbo, so that race was kind of out of the window, which was a bit of a shame. And the final race was at the San Dorado Sprint, where I spent most of the race stuck behind a Hummer, eventually getting past with Yobbo shooting through the middle, but only managing a 7th place finish by the end of the race. Despite already completing a full set of races, we were all really enjoying what was turning out to be an excellent little B-Class car, so we headed straight into another set. First up was the Cathedral Circuit, where I got a slowdown penalty quite early on for hitting a wall. I did make my way back up to 4th place. I was also gaining on 3rd, but by nowhere near enough. The new Cloverleaf Sprint was next up. I got past the Hummer in Ghost mode, and was lucky to find a gap open up ahead, allowing me straight into 3rd place past a couple of Japanese cars, where I stayed, ending up with the 3 Fiestas on the podium yet again. And finally we were off to the Lookout Circuit. Here I pretty quickly got it up into 2nd place, with the 2 other Fiestas right behind. I couldn't quite find a way past though, and also kept getting in the way of the other Fiestas behind. This meant that none of us ended up being able to take the Abarth, stuck with a 2nd, 3rd and 4th place finish, which was a bit of a shame, because the Fiestas definitely had the kind of lap speed to fill the podium again, if we hadn't got stuck behind me and that Abarth. Anyway, this car was proving to be fantastic. We were all really enjoying it, so much so that we actually competed in a couple more sets of races after we had finished filming, and I'm pretty sure all 3 of us will keep this tune applied now, and probably use it fairly often when we race in B-Class. And that is going to do it for today's video, taking a first look at this fantastic little Ford Fiesta ST here on Forza Horizon 5. It is great to have it in the game, even if it does produce about the same power as the old one. It was long overdue to have a new one, given that previous one is 10 years old, although it is kind of sad given that the Fiesta is now being discontinued, but I suppose it makes sense to put the last model in. It has some interesting visual customization as well, not to my personal taste, so I haven't put it on mine, partly because I ended up tuning it, but at least there are some unique options there. And with a B-Class tune applied, this little thing was fantastic in Horizon Open. So all in all, a brilliant car. This was probably the one I was looking forward to most. Either this or the Focus, both have been fantastic. As ever though, do let me know your thoughts on this brand new addition to the Forza series. But for today's video, that is going to be all. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with the next one very soon.